All right, we have one last type of trig integral that we want to talk about, and this is when you just have powers of secant or tangent. And we have some reduction formulas that are proved using integration by parts. So you can see how they're proved in OpenStax if you would like to see that. But here are the rules, and I'll show us how to use one here. And then I've also got listed on here some integrals of secant squared, which its integral is tangent. Same with secant times tangent, its integral is secant, but also the integral of just tangent or just secant. And those are done with substitution, and they result in natural logs. And so applying one of these formulas here, and maybe what I'll do is write down our formula right here so we've got it and we don't have to keep scrolling back up. And also this will be written down a little bit bigger, which is nice. Tangent of x plus, oh no, am I going to run out of space? I might. So we'll take and we'll scoot this over. Maybe we'll take and we'll scooch it up just a little bit too, so it doesn't look like it's like right next to that. All right, so integral of secant n minus 2 of x dx. Okay, so we got secant to the fifth, so that tells us that our n is 5, because n is our exponent on secant or tangent, whatever it is that we're doing. So n is 5, so this integral secant to the fifth of x is going to be 1 over 5 minus 1 secant of 5 minus 2, or secant to the 5 minus 2, then times tangent plus 5 minus 2, or 5 minus 1, and then an integral of secant of 5 minus 2. And again, you don't have to do, I'm writing all of these out so again, so you can see, where all of these coefficients I was going to get and all these exponents are coming from. They're coming from that to the fifth. So simplified, this is 1/4 secant cubed times tangent plus 3/4 the integral of secant to the third. So what we ended up with is this is an integral that we're going to need to use the reduction formula again. And this happens a lot with these reduction formulas, is that you do it one time and then you end up with, looking at secant to the third power, that's secant to a power. So we need to do this formula again. Here, our n is going to be not 4, it's 3. Our n is 3. And so I'm going to go back to blue here for just a second because this 1/4 secant third tangent x, this part of our integral is done and it's just going to stay there and hang out while we do the rest of it. That 3/4 that's out in front, I'm going to put it out in front and then a big brackets because everything after this needs to be multiplied by 3/4. We will end up, multiplying this through, but I want to do the reduction formula before we do that. So our n is 3. Now I'm going to go to green here. So we're going to 1 over 3 minus 1 secant to the 3 minus 1, or 3 minus 2, excuse me. Watch my formulas. Those are the kinds of things to be careful about with this, is making sure you're getting all of the formula correct and in all the correct spots. So 3 minus 2 over 3 minus 1, and then secant 3 minus 2x dx. Okay, so what do we have here? So again, this blue part, I literally should just copy this and paste this because that's all we're doing. Copy, paste. There we go. We don't need to write that again. Then plus 3/4. Let's see, we've got 1/2 secant. Yeah, that's secant to the 1 because that's going to give us 1, so we don't need to write that exponent. So secant times tangent. And then here, that's going to give us 1/2. And then the integral of, again, we're going to get secant to the 1. Cool. All right, so we're all good there. I think at this moment, what we're going to do is we're going to multiply that 3/4 through. You can, if you want, take the integral of secant, but we'll save that for just a minute here. So again, I'm going to take this part right here. Ooh, maybe I can paste it again. Yes. It already had it saved as the last thing we did. All right, so plus 3/8 secant of x tangent of x plus 3/8, and then the integral of secant of x dx. So the very last thing that we need to do is this last integral, and this is why I gave these integrals up here. So that last integral, it's going to be natural log of the absolute value of secant of x plus tangent of x. So let's finish up here. So to make things look nice at the end, we're going to copy and paste some things. And we're going to copy all of this part because it's none of that's going to change. And we'll paste it right down there. And then we're going to have the integral of 3/8 of the natural log of the absolute value of secant of x plus tangent of x plus c.